want to talk today about what it means to be a citizen defender. I think that, and by the way, if you're watching this, you probably are. If you're still watching this, you probably are a citizen defender. I think that I could wage an intellectual argument that there is such a thing as the citizen defender class, meaning, or the defender class, meaning people who literally have it in their DNA to protect the flock. It's why you were born. It's what you are. I know a lot about epigenetics. I know a lot about how all of this works scientifically. I lectured at medical schools for almost 15 years. And I won't do that today. Maybe sometime in the future, if you guys are interested, I'll kind of geek out and go down that path. But I think I could wage that. You can't not do it. Let's put it that way. You can't not do it. You instinctively are always switched on. You're always watching over the flock. I was just having a conversation earlier today with somebody about this, and it's like like a retriever. You can throw that ball into the coldest, dirtiest, darkest water or whatever conditions, and that retriever will chase that ball effortlessly no matter what. It's what they have to do. And this is what you have to do. And we're living in a world right now. We're living in a society that wants to demonize this class of people. And I think the reasons for that are obvious. They want to shame you for what you are. And I want to encourage you to do the opposite. I want to encourage you to be bold and shameless, so to speak. Unashamed. That's a better way to put it for what you are. Because the world needs you. The world needs the citizen defender. The world needs the defender class. And the reason I say citizen defenders, because that's what we focus on here at IDS, is our training is designed and built for the citizen defender. And the reason we do that is because we are on the front lines of this war. This war is happening to us directly. So it's very important that we embrace this and embody this, because we stand for what is right. We stand for what is just. We stand for freedom. We stand for self-determination. And we are compassionate people who also have the capacity for aggression. The defender class are the class of people who keep the psychopaths in check. We keep the malignant narcissists in check. That's what we do on every level of our life. If you guys can bear with me here, I have some notes written next to me, just so I don't get too far off track. The next piece that I'm thinking about is, you'll know this about yourself if you're on the fence, because you're just not normal. You probably have never fit in anywhere. There was probably never a tribe that you fit into. Maybe, I hope so, but probably not. Chances are good that you've created your own tribe, or have decided that this is just, you just aren't a person who's going to fit in, and that's good. For those of you who know me, you know that I'm a devout follower of Jesus Christ, and my favorite scripture is Romans 12:2, which says, do not conform to the patterns of the world, but instead be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You are meant to be set apart. Not better than, just different. You have to. You have to be different. You can't be one of the sheep if you're protecting the sheep. And the sheep don't like the sheepdog. I don't like the term sheepdog. I think it's become a cliche. I have an issue with Tim Kennedy, especially with the news that's been coming up about him lately. And by the way, I have been warning people about that guy and sheepdog response for a very long time. If you knew what I knew about Tim and about training methodology, you would go nowhere near that place. But I don't want to digress too much. But again, the sheep don't like the sheepdog, usually. And the sheep fear the sheepdog because they saw his teeth when he fought the wolf. And if there's any of you who have been around working dogs like sheepdogs, you'll know they're different. They're different. They aren't quite domesticated. Just like you. You aren't quite domesticated. You can do it. You can go along, but it's not how you're made because you're always switched on. Always. I'm switched on when I'm in my sleep. You were born this way, and you've had a series of experiences that led you to a level of vigilance that most people aren't aware of. And this is not an easy commission. I believe that this commission is also appointed by God. Some of us were appointed as watchmen, which is a very difficult appointment. It's a very difficult commission. And to be a defender and a guardian can and usually is a burden. There are extra steps to being a defender. There is extra gear. There is extra time, extra training. There are extra risks that are involved. We are always watching over the flock. And maybe there are some rare exceptions when we're around others who are like us. I have friends who are like me, who I can say, okay, I'm going to switch off for a while because I know that they've got it. Then I can just kind of relax. But that happens once every few years, maybe for a short period of time. And so it can be a burden. We're not vigilantes. We're not on patrol. Oh, maybe on rare exceptions. We're just people who are very vigilant and very well trained and very well equipped to handle things if they should go sideways while we're there. And by the way, it doesn't just mean violence. It could mean if we come across accidents or other emergencies. It's just what we're made to do. We just don't think like other people think. But that's kind of the irony, is that we have this innate ability to actually think what other people are thinking. We are super empathic. And we feel what other people feel. We recognize patterns happening around us that other people are completely oblivious to. On the macro level with the world, on the national level, on the regional level, on the local level, on the micro level, we are pattern recognition freaks. And we are almost supernatural in our ability to pick up on threats well before they happen. And that's a gift and a burden at the same time. We experience low-grade levels of anxiety and low-grade levels of paranoia. Not unhealthy, not mental illness type paranoia, but we're a little paranoid. And I would say, I have a clinical background in psychology. It's not technically paranoia because paranoia really is irrational. And when we take a look at what's happening in the world right now, there are rational correlations to why we're feeling this way and why this is extra turned on for us. You notice everything, the smallest detail, the smallest look, the smallest glance, everything. You are watching it, and you're not necessarily walking around all jittery and rubbernecking, and it's not what I mean. Not in an unhealthy way. Most people wouldn't even know if you're around me that I'm switched on. I'm just relaxed and generally relaxed, but I'm paying attention to things that others are not. I'm moving in a way and positioning myself in a way and strategizing in a way and observing in ways that other people are not. Now, I'm a trained observer, and some of you are probably trained observers too. But there are levels to this, and this is another level that I'm talking about. And many of you have a hard time relaxing, even when it's time to take that vacation. You have a hard time relaxing. It's going to take you a while to turn off. And there are reasons for that. That's my next note here. I can't even read my own writing. Anyway, I wanted to put this out because, one, I want to start having more of these conversations. Because I think it's important. And I want you to know that I see you. And there are others out there. Most people who are like us are hiding it. They're in the closet. They're ashamed because the propaganda and the social and cultural engineering has worked. It's one of the big reasons why IDS was created. It was created to provide support, community, education, and training at a high level without dumbing things down and watering things down, without bullshit retail training. Another thing that makes you different is that you loathe mediocrity. And at IDS, we loathe mediocrity. And we take a look around in our community. If you're watching this, you probably notice the gross deficiencies and outdated methodologies in the training world. And then we absolutely refuse to dumb things down. We're like you. We loathe mediocrity. And we avoid groupthink and standardization and shun it as we do poison. And then so I hope that while this might be intense, that my intensity matches yours. And we'll do this together, and we'll pull the world through this dark night of the soul that's coming. We'll do this together. We have to. We have to support each other because we are the leaders, and we will be the leaders when no one else knows what to do. It will be us. That the world will lean on. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, do it. Please, it helps us. I hate algorithm and stuff, but it helps us, and it'll help build this community. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you think of what I've talked about. If described you. We certify instructors and have an affiliate program all around the world, 4 different continents. We do it at a very high level. If you're interested in that, leave a comment below, and we'll see how we can link up to further that conversation. We have online training programs, IDSCitizenDefender.com. And then we have a school community, which is super cool. We just launched it. SKOOL.com/IDS school. It's really cool. It's like a one-stop shop where we do live streaming content, seminars, and Q&A sessions, something we call pod classes. We have 18 full-length courses on there, and there's a whole community where we can leave comments. It's kind of like our own social media page. It's really great. You guys should check us out there as well. And then we're all over social media, Instagram, of course, here on YouTube, Facebook, Integrative Defense Strategies on social media, or you can follow me as well, Todd Fossey, on social media. But this is it. This is time. It's time. It's time for us to embrace what we are. It's time for us to lean into it without apology. And this will give others permission, like us, to do the same.